Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a video today to talk about Neymar's sudden switch out of the Hypervenom Phantom 2 and into the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10, which is what I have right here in my hands. You guys seem to be asking me about this particular topic quite a bit in the comment section over the last couple of weeks, so I figured I'd make a video and kind of share my opinions on the matter. And keep in mind, these are straight up opinions, not facts, because we really don't know at the end of the day why he is wearing Vapors now as opposed to Phantom 2. So, for those that don't know what's happening, Neymar plays for Barcelona as well as the Brazilian national team. He has been the poster boy of the Hypervenom line, most recently the Hypervenom Phantom 2. A little bit of backstory on Neymar. If you followed him throughout his entire professional career, or at least prior to his move to Barcelona, which obviously has gotten him a lot more attention, he has always been a sponsored Nike athlete, meaning that Nike obviously pays him to wear their shoes. And in his time in Brazil playing professionally, he pretty much always wore Mercurials. And then since he's moved to Barcelona, Nike has launched the Hypervenom line, which they've kind of made him the face of. So if you think Hypervenoms, you probably think Neymar as well. He wore the Hypervenom Phantom 1s pretty much its entire run. He did have a couple times where he switched back to Vapor 9s, for those that remember kind of what he did. It was only for like half a game or something like that, but he did do that once during the Hypervenom Phantom 1. But like I said, he's had signature colorways in the Hypervenom line, both the original as well as the second one. It's not necessarily a signature colorway, but a colorway that he's worn exclusively. And up until now, he's worn the Phantom 2. Now, all of a sudden, he's made a switch into Vapor 10s for the last couple of weeks, and it seems to be concerning a lot of people. Obviously, it's a surprising thing considering he has been the poster boy for Nike and the Hypervenom line. So the question is, why did he actually switch out of Hypervenoms into Mercurials again? And there are a couple different possibilities that I'm going to talk about in this video. The first possibility, and the one that I think is the most plausible explanation for this, is he feels like he's in a bit of a slump. He's probably not happy with the way he's been playing, and he's trying to do something to switch things up, which, what can you really switch up as a soccer player when it comes to your equipment? Really, it's just your shoes. So instead of wearing Phantom 2s, he is now wearing Nike Mercurial Vapor 10s. And like I mentioned earlier, throughout his entire career until the Hypervenom line launched, he always wore Mercurials. So is it a possibility that he prefers the Mercurial Vapor 10 over the Hypervenom Phantom 2? The answer to that question is yes. It's a very, very strong possibility. Do I think that he dislikes the Hypervenom Phantom 2 and much prefers the Vapor 10? Probably not. I just don't think that he dislikes the shoe that much. I think he just might prefer something like this. And when you're a player in a bit of a slump, you want to kind of be as comfortable as possible. And perhaps he feels more comfortable in the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10. And that's, like I said, kind of the simplest, most plausible explanation in my opinion. Now, what's happening on Nike's end right now must be insane. They must be very unhappy about this. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that he's still wearing a Nike product, but given that he is the face of the Hypervenom line, it's probably not a good thing that he's wearing Mercurials. But nonetheless, I guess it has drawn some attention to the brand. It has drawn some attention to the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 that I think hasn't gotten the attention that it deserves. But it definitely isn't good, or doesn't look good, for the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 2, because I think a lot of people do kind of view that as, oh, Neymar must not like the Phantom 2. That's why he's wearing the Vapor. The Phantom 2 isn't very good. And that's not the case here. They're very different shoes in terms of how they feel. But again, at the end of the day, it really does come down to personal preference. You hear me talk about that a lot on this channel. And what you're seeing here with Neymar right now, I think, is purely personal preference. The second explanation for this that is a lot more unlikely, and some people have kind of thrown this out there, but I just don't think that this is true, is that Nike is doing some kind of a marketing switch, taking Neymar off the Hypervenom line, putting him into Mercurials. And again, I just think that this is very, very unlikely. It seems super unusual for them to kind of make him the face of the original Hypervenom, bring it on to the second. Obviously, he has had that green colorway, which is not a signature colorway, but it was for him exclusively to wear. And he did wear those, by the way. And then all of a sudden just take him off the Hypervenoms and put him on the Mercurial. It just doesn't make any sense to me. They have Cristiano Ronaldo as kind of the main poster boy for the Mercurial line amongst several other professional players. So again, it's possible that they're bringing him back to the Mercurial line, or perhaps he may have requested to go back to the Mercurial line. But like I said, I don't think it's something that is Nike's decision at this point. I think everything that is happening right now is purely based on Neymar picking up a pair of Vapor 10s and putting them on his feet, wearing them in a game. It's really just that simple. So that is pretty much what is going on here. Again, keep in mind, guys, that pretty much all of these professional players wearing shoes, the big name professionals at least, who are playing for the really, really big clubs, they're all contracted players with a specific brand, whether it be Nike, Adidas, Puma, whatever it may be. So they're being paid not necessarily to wear a specific shoe. A high-profile player like Neymar, who has been made a poster boy, is probably being paid specifically to wear the Hypervenom line. But a lot of players who are perhaps not as kind of influential in terms of what the company actually uses for their marketing material, they can switch around. And you do see that with some professionals where they switch from one line to another within the same brand. And that's kind of what you're seeing here with Neymar. Probably not what Nike wants to see, but it is what's happening. And like I said, that's kind of my opinion and my kind of most plausible explanation as to why this is happening. Let me know your opinions though down below in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you have another explanation altogether? Because that's really all I can come up with. I don't want to come up with some crazy story or say some crazy story that isn't actually true, because at the end of the day, unless we heard the words from Neymar's mouth, there's really no explanation. And even if you were to comment on the situation, you have to keep in mind that he is being paid by Nike to say good things and really represent their product in a positive manner. So whatever he may say might not even be the truth. So if something does come out in the future, just keep that in mind as well. But nonetheless, let me know your opinions down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this style of video and perhaps want to see more, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.